of marriage, even personal challenges witnessed in marriage. Do not go anywhere. I will be right back.
Where have you been and where are you coming from?
The letter said that Tenny is mine.
Don't you have plans to leave? You have been staying with us for 6 months now.
Woman, why are you rushing me?
Oh, I'm the guilty one.
Welcome back. With me here is the director and the cast and crew of the series Power of Two. We will be talking about marriages, challenges people face in marriages, both as a couple and individually. So let's get to know the director and his crew. Good morning.
Good morning.
So kindly introduce yourself.
My name is Tola Balogu, the producer and director of Power of Two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Mariah Ogbashi. I played the character Bumi in the movie, or series rather, Power of Two.
My name is Apel Uduan Emmanuel. I played the character of her husband,
Yes.
Bayo, in the Power of Two series.
Okay, so let me start with the director, right? What inspired this series? Why marriage? Why did you go into marriage?
Okay, well, I am the writer.
Okay.
You know, I'm the creator of the series, and one thing I come to understand is marriage, to me, is the bedrock of the society. And anything you talk about society today, that the way of life, it starts from marriage. Because even the children that you see on the street, if there are going to be anything to talk about children or even man and woman, it starts from the marriage.
Yeah.
And so because of that, I look at it that the foundation of that marriage is something that people don't really look at critically. And but in our own case, we are not looking at marriage from that perspective. We're looking at marriage that there must be conflicts, there must be challenges in marriage, there must be, all these things are there. But in as much there are conflicts, but in these conflicts there are seed of healings. So that's what gives back to the concept of the project of the.
Okay, so you said you're the writer of the series.
I'm the writer,
well.
the producer, and director. Yes.
Now, how much? This is going to be a bit personal. How much of this series is fiction and how much of it is real? Did you write it from an experience you have gone through, or maybe you had stories, or you just came up with something and you decided to write it?
Okay, well, I'm married.
Yes.
And so definitely I must have written from some of my experiences and other people's experiences. So it's a combination of the two, fiction and reality.
Nice. So let me come to Bayo now. You know how it is. It's basically about husband and wife, marriage.
Yeah.
Who would you say in this particular series? Who would you say is the protagonist? Is it the man or the woman, or is it a couple? Is it both of them? In as much as they tend to have a ripple effect, they affect each other. Couples rub off on each other. Who would you say is the protagonist in this series?
Why are you looking at me?
Just answer it.
Okay, I would say both. Because if you eventually get to see this series, you understand what this whole concept is all about. You understand, because there are times where the man is good, with everything, doing things to please his wife. You understand, the woman is not giving in
The
her
vibe she should
all, the
give.
vibe and everything. And
Yeah.
then sometimes when the woman they're both antagonists and they're all protagonists.
So let's talk about people being skeptical about relationships. With what we see happening in the world today, which I hope was portrayed in the series, right? With what you see, do you think people are skeptical about getting into relationships? Because relationships should normally build up to marriage. Do you think people have that? We're skeptical. We don't know what it feels. We don't know. Should we not? Do you think people are skeptical about getting into relationships?
Well, I would say that, of course, we have a few persons that believe in this notion, right?
Yeah.
But if you ask, I would say that when you build your relationship based on communication, if you have a communicative relationship, then you shouldn't be scared about venturing into in a relationship, because of course it's a sacrifice. You just come to compromise. There are a lot of things that perhaps as an individual, when you're just on your own, you feel like when you do these things, you're answerable to nobody, right? But when you're coming together to make a create a relationship or create a family, you just have to let go of so many of those things. It's all about communication. Yeah. So
So apart from apart from communication, what else would you advise singles, people that are not married yet, to take from this series?
Okay.
Because I know in as much as communication is like a bedrock to a successful relationship, and all, there are other ingredients to a successful marriage relationship.
Well, I would say that what this series has been able to convey is that is very important. The key to a healthy and fruitful marriage and relationship is communication, understanding, sacrifices.
There was something I was expecting to hear, but let me ask Bayo. It's like a B to what I asked. Okay. I didn't hear her say anything about love. Where does love come to play? She just said, every other thing except love. So it doesn't mean that love is not as important as other qualities to a successful relationship.
Well, for me now, love is the bedrock to to every successful relationship, because without love you guys cannot coexist together. Marriage has its own ups and downs, a lot of sacrifices that one has to make, and I can tell you that is why I advise every young man or young woman, male and female, that want to come together, let love come first. Because when you have love, you can overlook someone's those excesses. Do you understand what I'm saying? Love is one of them, but love is not enough anymore. Love is the bedrock.
Okay, so finally, I'm going to ask the final question to the director, Dr. Tola. Now, how does this affect our everyday experience? I want you to talk about that, and then close with what are we expecting? When are we expecting the series? When is it going to be out? Because with everything we've said, trust me, people will be thirsty.
Yeah, the thing is that you see, like you were saying something about love. You see, love and patience.
Okay.
I will actually say love and patience uncover the cure of conflicts. You see, in any marriage, most times people just assume he thinks I'm this, she thinks I'm that, and before you know it, they don't discuss it, and something will be eating somebody inside, eating that person up. Before you know it, it will begin to escalate. So that's why communication is key. And talking about the series, you see, the film series Power of Two is one that is going to be very engaging, and I just want to tell you, we are hopeful, very hopeful. It's going to be big.
And it's better to have a broken relationship than
have
a broken marriage.
It has been an interesting time, trust me. I have learned a lot being someone that is potentially getting ready for this whole marriage. Because I'm not going to lie, with everything I see in society, it is scary. But with what we will be expecting in the Power of Two, we're expecting to be relieved of all of these things that happen in the society and all of that. So let's just stay tuned for the Power of Two coming up very soon.